much of our lives inside, either in traffic at work or close eyes. How about we all agree that it's way overdue to take back our lives? I can work wherever now. You can work wherever now. Take your guard and let it down, 'cause you can work wherever now. Take your guard and let it down, 'cause you can work wherever now.
Alrighty, welcome into the Work Wherever podcast. I am Roy Edwards, and we got Sydney here.
Hi.
Hey, Sydney.
Welcome.
How are you? So today we're going to go over, so first off, if this is your first time here, this is the podcast where we talk about new innovation, we talk about collaborative intelligence, we talk about anything that has to do with remote. So working wherever and living life like every day Saturday, which is fantastic.
Did you come up with that? I heard you say it when I was editing last time.
Yeah, so my
like
aunt
it.
came up with it. Yeah. My
nice.
aunt, when I asked her, and I did an episode about this, I was like, what's it like to be retired? And she was like, Roy, it's like every day Saturday. So I was like, all right. So I did a whole episode on it. If you want to go back and listen to the episode out there, if you're wondering where it came from. The everyday Saturday, yeah, it came from my aunt who, when she retired, and so the episode was all about like, what if someday never comes, I think is what it's called.
Yeah.
And it was about like approaching life in like a more carpe diem type of approach instead of like a, someday I'll be able to retire. So my aunt worked and did everything like how you're supposed to do it, right? Savings and all that other fun stuff. And then she passed away 3 months into retirement. So it was like, she didn't get to someday really, but for those 3 months she was like, yeah, every day Saturday. So gotta live every day Saturday now.
Do you know what I did this past Saturday?
I don't know. What'd you do?
Absolutely nothing. It was
Well,
great.
there you go.
I watched like 3 movies.
Did you watch Hocus Pocus?
No, we don't have Disney Plus.
Okay.
We're watching Harry Potter. I've seen Harry Potter's, but my fiance has seen like 2 of them.
Which
like, when he
ones?
was young, so he doesn't even know. Starting from the beginning.
From the very beginning. Those
Yeah.
are the 2 that he's on.
And then he keeps falling asleep, so it's taken us like 3 days to watch the first one.
I think we went over that, right? Whereas like you're
Yeah.
the one who stays up, you pick
No,
the
it's
movies, and
driving
he
me
falls
nuts.
asleep.
We went to the movies yesterday, and he stayed up the whole time.
To the movie theater.
Mhm.
What'd you see?
Barbarian. It's a scary movie. You don't like scary
Yeah, I was
movies.
gonna say I don't know that one. Probably because it's a
It's
scary
weird.
movie. Yeah.
It was good though. For scary movies, it was good.
Okay. Yeah. No, not a scary movie
I
person.
feel like we should do like a movie review.
A movie review of Barbarian.
No, just like of movies in general.
Well, we can't do a movie review of Hocus Pocus 2 because my youthful co-host has not seen it.
Well, maybe as like another podcast, like movie reviews. I feel like we've both seen a lot of movies.
We have seen
or
a decent,
shows.
a
That's
decent
usually
amount
what
of
we.
shows and movies.
what
Yeah,
we
we
talk
do
about.
talk about them a lot.
Yeah.
So, which, speaking of movies, have you seen, what's the Will Smith movie with the robots? I Am Robot.
Right.
Have you seen it?
I don't know. I've like
Maybe.
parts maybe on
Yeah.
TV. On
So
USA.
the whole premise of the movie is there are these humanoid robots that humans want to turn off robots.
Right.
Or trade them in, I think is what it is, right? So like there's a new version of the robots coming out, and so they're trying to decommission the old robots, and the new robot is able to think faster and like upgrade itself and identify threats. And so it identifies humans as a threat because the old robots were decommissioned and thrown away to a junkyard. And so the new robots learn that that's their future. And they're like, well, humans are a threat because they throw away robots and destroy them. So that's gonna happen to me.
That's scary.
So they're like, we're shutting it down.
Have you seen Westworld?
I haven't seen Westworld. Is it similar?
I've only seen a little bit of it, but it is about like life-like robots that like richer people, I guess, can like pay to like go in their world, but it's like Western times.
Okay.
It's weird, but it's really interesting. I think you would like it.
So wealthy people can go back in time, kind of a thing, to go into like Western, but the people in the Western world are
Well, they're
robots?
not going back in time.
It's new.
Yeah,
Still a new time, but the people are robots.
correct.
Am I supposed to know that they're robots? Like, is that like a
You
surprise?
know, like right away.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
It's strange, but then it's about them like becoming more aware, like
the robots do.
that they're robots.
Yes. Like they think that they're Western like sheriffs and stuff, but
people are like going in and like killing them, and then they
Ah.
like start to like realize.
Wow. Okay, that sounds
I
cool.
think you would like it.
Yeah,
I also have
didn't
only
know.
seen like 5 episodes, so I don't actually know what
All
you're talking
right.
about, but it sounds similar.
I didn't. I have heard of Westworld, but I haven't seen any of it.
Mm-hmm. And it's good.
And then the other show that I'm watching right now that has humanoids is Andor. Have you seen Andor? No, it's on Disney Plus, and you don't have Disney Plus. So Andor is a Star Wars movie. You obviously know Star
hate
Wars.
Star Wars.
You what?
I hate Star Wars.
Why do you hate Star Wars?
I just have never liked it.
Why?
I just don't like it.
Because
I don't have no interest in like getting into that whole universe at all.
Oh my god.
Same with like Marvel.
No.
Don't care.
You don't like you don't like Marvel either.
I don't mind, but like I could care less about any of the
You're
movies.
just stagger. I love Marvel. When I was little, I collected Marvel cards, which I think we did an employee bingo.
Oh, and collect. Yeah.
In
That was
Marvel,
one of the things.
the
Do you collect
95,
something?
95 flare cards,
I
which
know
I have
you,
two
like nerded out and
binders.
started talking about them.
I did nerd out pretty hard. But in Star Wars, I mean, you know of Star Wars.
Of course, yes.
Okay, so do you know who C-3PO is?
Mhm.
Okay, and R2-D2?
Yeah.
Okay, so those are the robots, and so Andor has a couple robots like that are like humanoids, and Star Wars, the entire universe, without getting too nerdy here, has a whole bunch of, like General Grievous is a humanoid with like 4 arms, who's a robot who can live in space, and since he doesn't breathe, he's able to like run around space and like jump onto like spaceships and stuff like that, and like do all that kinds of stuff, right? He doesn't like die, because if you get sucked into space, there's no oxygen, you can't breathe, you die, right? There's also no gravity, so you'd float on forever. It's just a terrible
Would you ever go to space?
way to go. Absolutely not. I'm going to die on Earth.
Yeah. No, it sounds. It sounds scary.
No interest.
I would do one of those planes. I think that like you can pay to go up and
To
float
go up
for
there?
a little bit, but
Not me.
I wouldn't stay for any
No interest.
long period of time.
No, I don't care.
There was a podcast that I watched. It was Elon Musk. He was with like the Nelk Boys. Do you know
The who?
Nelk Boys?
The Nuff Boys?
The Nelk Boys.
Nelk Boys? No, I'm not familiar.
Regardless, but he was on it. It was like a 3-hour long podcast. But he was talking about like what you would need to bring up to like make Mars inhabitable.
Yeah.
Habitable, I guess. And
Yep.
it's wild. Like he's really thought about that.
He has more than thought about it, which is part of like what we're getting into today with all this humanoid stuff. So for those of you who are unaware, Tesla AI Day was this week recently. If you guys are listening and it's not still not this week, it was recently. And Tesla debuted two major things at it that has people talking. One is a humanoid robot called, what is it? Oculus, I think is what is it? Oculus? And so this humanoid robot, now it didn't do anything crazy like some of the other humanoid robots that we've seen out there are doing like flips. I think it was like Boston.
Optimus.
Optimus?
Yep.
Like Optimus Prime. So he debuted Optimus, which is this humanoid robot, and it like walked around. I want to say it danced, and it's gotten a lot of mixed press. Some people are like, "Oh, robots are coming for us, and they're going to destroy us all." I think Elon even came out and was like, "No, it's a friendly robot, and it's not going to kill humans." Which, if you have to say that,
I don't know. It does creep me out. I think
so
a little
creepy.
Bit. Have you
I
ever
get very
seen
Will
like
Smith vibes.
those things? In Japan, it's like a big thing. They have like those robot cafes and stuff.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Not cool.
I don't know about that.
I don't like any of this.
Or even now, if you go to like the grocery store or something, or I think my cousin posted a snap the other day, and it was a thing in like they were at a Denny's, I want to say, or something, and it was like walking around, like picking stuff up. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the busboy robots.
Ah, that's so strange
yeah,
to
not
me.
cool. I don't like it at all.
I don't like it either.
We were at the hotel, or not the hotel. We were at the airport, and the airport had one of those robot busboys that like clears the table, and yeah, they're creepy, man. I just I don't.
It's so unneeded. I don't know.
It's just like a flex. It's like a way to save money, right? Now the dangerous thing about this Optimus, is that they're trying to do it for like 20 grand. So like you could buy a robot for 20 grand. So that's dangerous because that's relatively affordable. It's like a car.
Less than a car.
Right? Everybody has a car. So everybody can theoretically afford, if they wanted to, this Optimus, right? Now, I would assume that the $20,000 would be, you'd have like a similar to like a car where you have like some sort of a payment plan because everything is moving to this like subscription base living, right? So you have your car. Think about the way you have your car. You have your car payment every month. You have your mortgage payment every month. And so when software and business went to software as a service, which is a monthly subscription for your, software, then we started to see the next wave of that was your office itself, like our office space. We pay monthly rent for it, right? Mm-hmm. And so like if next month we don't want our office, then we just say, hey, we're out. Peace. Right. And we shut it down, right? And so when businesses started doing that, it was like, which is like the, what was it called? WeWork. And the WeWork stuff. Yeah,
I watched a documentary on them the other day. Wild.
But that whole trend kind of made, why would I go spend and build this huge building? Now, for some organizations, it does make sense, right, to have your warehouse and all that other stuff. But for a lot of tech companies, it's just co-working spaces. So that like further accelerated the whole like software as a service, business as a service, life as a service, and they've talked about Tesla doing, Tesla has a Tesla service. I think your fiance has a Tesla, right? Does he pay a monthly subscription for like his like, I don't know, whatever it is?
I believe so.
I think all Teslas do, but I could be wrong. But there is a monthly subscription base that Elon wants to move towards. And so I would assume that this Optimus robot, you would pay, $300 a month. And you have a robot butler or something, right? Which is relatively affordable and terrifying at the same time.
It's so scary.
And so we have this video of let's see if I can expand this video. I wonder if I can do that. And I'll share. Let's see what I can do here. I have never really presented a screen before, but
you can edit it in later too.
Yeah, we'll edit it in. How about that? The video is of this robot that is walking around stage. He's like dancing. He waves. Now, he is not this is obviously not a polished product because this is AI day. So you're really just like basically flexing on everybody to be like, hey, look at these things that we're working on. Right. So this robot might not even work. He could be remote controlled by somebody backstage, and it just gives the impression that their AI team is a lot further along than they lead to believe. A lot of like Alexa, Cortana, and all that kinds of stuff, when you do demos, then some of that stuff is like pre-engineered where it just plays and it just does it, and there's like somebody on the soundboard. Because could you imagine being in a demo of like, I don't know, 50,000 people or something like that, and you're like, hey, Cortana, play this music, and it doesn't work, or it's like, hey, I can't understand you. That's pretty embarrassing.
Yeah. It still goes off. Like mine, we have like one of the video ones, and it will just like go off sometimes and like pick up like random stuff. You're like, what?
Yeah.
Or like tell you a joke. You're like, I didn't ask for that.
Mm-hmm. So you have to have some sort of so like at the AI day, the robot came out and waved and said hi, and then they played a video of it, like which I'm watching right now, of it doing things like watering the plants, and I don't know what it's doing now. It's like manufacture, like pulling things and like putting them places, and it's just like doing like little odd tasks that you think of. Do you know the Jetsons?
Yes.
Do you know Rosie, their robot?
Yes.
Things like that. It's like a robot maid, which we are already kind of there with like what's the name of those the iRobots, the little Roomba.
Yeah.
The Roombas.
The vacuums.
Yeah. So we were already kind of there towards like robot, which we have two vacuum robots in our house. They're just going around. You're already kind of headed that direction. So now we have a robot who can like water your plants or get your mail or, I don't know, cut your grass. We have grass cutting Roombas. Have you seen those?
Yeah, I
super
have.
dangerous. What, like a lawnmower is super dangerous, way more dangerous than a vacuum cleaner. You know?
I guess it's good if you have nobody around.
Yeah.
Like out in the country is where I've seen
If you're
it.
out there, but yeah, I don't know. But we're headed more towards these like robots for every house, which is pretty scary to me. I think it's pretty scary. It reminds me of like iRobot. It reminds me of Terminator, which you know of Terminator, I assume.
I'll be back.
Okay.
Yes. Of course. Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Right. Okay, good. So yeah, there's been it's like mixed reviews on this. Forbes came out and said, was questioning the ethics around it. And so you were talking about Elon going on podcasts. So he went on the Rogan podcast. Did you listen to that one? Have you ever heard him on the Rogan Experience?
I don't think I've listened to it. I was listening to Joe Rogan today.
I'm a big fan of Joe Rogan.
I love it. I was listening to his North Korea. They had a deflector from North Korea.
Oh.
She was on there for like 3 hours. It's insane.
Huh.
Like, obviously, it's a bad place, but
Yeah.
not that bad.
Not a great
Horrible.
place. Yeah.
No, but it's super interesting.
Yeah,
I
so
like that stuff.
Elon went he interviews a lot of crazy people.
Oh, yeah.
And Elon went on, and Elon was talking about artificial intelligence. And this was a couple years ago now. And so he went on and was like, artificial intelligence, we need to have laws in place in order to restrict it because,
Right.
runaway AI is a bad thing for the world and it will like destroy human race. And this is a guy who is like building humanoid robots.
Exactly.
Right.
He's smart.
Right. So I think he knows a thing or two about what he's talking about. And I've long said that as well, that if we don't step in, now I'm one of these people who's like less government is good government.
Right.
But unless it's in the general good of humans in general, which if we do not put AI laws around artificial intelligence, we could end up with a iRobot scenario where we're all Will Smith and we're trying to, fight off our butler because they're trying to murder us because they think we're the bad guy. And then if we don't push these laws to like worldwide, like think of like nuclear weapons, like we've all just kind of agreed, hey guys, maybe we shouldn't do this, right? Because like we could all die.
Right. Somebody has the button.
Somebody has the button. And so you can't do that with AI, really.
I think that's what I was listening to his podcast too, and they were like, what do you think is going to end the world?
Who said this?
The Elon Musk.
Oh, Elon.
Boys. What do you think is going to end the world? And he was like, oh, it's going to be humans, like World War III. Like, before anything else, it's going to be yourselves.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But how we do it, there's a lot of ways we can do it.
Yeah, exactly.
And introducing artificial intelligence is one of the ways that we can do it. It's just to destroy ourselves with our own curiosity towards innovation. Which if we don't, so like we're doomed if we do, doomed if we don't. If we put restrictions on artificial intelligence here in America, other countries who are looking to advance beyond our capabilities will start to build artificial intelligence robots. Their robots will turn into super intelligence, which means that they can have the iRobot thought process to say humans are bad. And then we're running into Terminator. If we don't do AI laws, then we're going to have every startup in the world every startup in America trying to throw tons and tons of money as to find out the next robot, which then leads to super intelligence, which then they realize that we're the bad guy and then they destroy the world. It doesn't matter. Bad. All is bad. So we have to have like the world agreement that this is bad, which using the atom bomb as an example in nuclear weapons, we didn't realize nuclear weapons were bad until we blew up a city.
Yeah. Have you seen that show?
No.
Chernobyl?
I've seen a few episodes.
Was that an atom bomb?
That was a nuclear reactor.
Wild.
That's
a good one.
It went crazy. It's a great show. And it's a true story. It totally screwed up that whole city, like area. And so it takes events like that to change people's minds to say, oh, maybe this isn't a good thing.
Right,
But-
until something goes wrong.
But that's going to mean that we're going to have this army of Terminator robots taking over small cities, mass murdering people in order for countries to realize it's a bad idea. So basically what I'm saying is it's going to be too late before we realize.
Well, even like I feel like they're kind of doing stuff like that. Like I don't know, Japan or China, they have like things that like scan people's faces and
Yeah.
like track them.
It's very scary.
Have you seen Black Mirror?
No. And I didn't want to watch it because I know it's not a true story.
But
But
all
it's a
could
true
be
story.
true. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And I am
That's one of my
so
favorites.
into that realm of life anyways that
Mm-hmm.
to watch something like that is just it's just terrifying to me because it's all possible.
Oh, for sure.
It's all real.
100%.
It's just it hasn't happened yet, or it's not like widely documented that those things are happening. But it's all true. Absolutely.
That's a good one. For anybody who likes technology, that is an amazing show.
And the premise of it is black screen is our phones, right? Isn't that what it is? I believe like when the black screen is the phone screen.
Maybe that's why it's called.
Pretty sure that's why it's called that. Which is it's just all around scary to me. It's all terrifying. That's why technology is one of these things where you have to learn how to harness it. You can't totally fight it, right? We can't be like shut down the internet.
Right. No, we are all for the internet.
Right, we need
We
a
love
certain
technology.
level of technology,
Yes,
right?
of course.
And so that's
To
where it
people.
gets into collaborative intelligence, which
Mm-hmm.
we've had episodes and we've talked about that before. Is like what is collaborative intelligence and like what's the difference between what is artificial intelligence, what's super intelligence, what's collaborative intelligence, and like how can we harness these things for good. And so collaborative intelligence you use every day, Sydney, where you're like, you wake up and you're like, hey, Cortana or Alexa or whoever your friendly helper is, Google, what's the weather like? Right? And then it's like,
Not so much anymore because I don't
right, I don't you
work
don't leave
from
the
home.
house.
Right. But
Right.
yes, before I always did that.
Right. Assuming I want to leave the house today, what's the weather?
Exactly.
And then, your Alexa or Cortana or whatever respond and tell you what it is. And then you can make an informed human decision. That's collaborative intelligence. So the robot grabs as much information as it can to present you with a choice. Like, do you remember those books, the Choose Your Own Adventure books?
Yep.
That's collaborative intelligence. It's like, here's the story. What do you want to do? You want to run from the murderer to go to the shed, or do you want to like get in the running car? And so you still have a choice in the matter. I suppose you could do nothing, but there is still the human element of choice.
Right.
That's collaborative intelligence, and that's where we should be headed. Is how can we build things where technology is there to help us make decisions faster, quicker, better, not replace decision making.
Or us
Or us.
in general.
Oh my gosh. So I know you don't watch Andor, but the robots and the guy I've only seen one episode. So for all of you Andor fans out there, just chill out if I get a couple things wrong here because I've only seen one full episode and I watched it last night. And the guy goes into the city and he's got like a hood on and there's like cameras everywhere and like total technology control. So like the police like know where like the planes are taking off and like where people are, and it's like there's just at one point he's like, yeah, we're not supposed to have alcohol and we're not supposed to have like all of these things because they've become under such control of the empire because technology can find things so quickly, like, which reminds me of Demolition Man.
It's my dad's favorite movie.
So good. So I assume you've seen it.
Maybe.
You've never seen Demolition Man? It's your dad's favorite movie?
I don't know, but every time you know what my favorite movie is?
It's Demolition Man.
Demolition Man.
It's a great movie. The Three Seashells.
He loves it.
Do you know about Three Seashells?
No.
Nobody knows about Three Seashells because they
Right.
don't ever
Say
explain
Say it again.
The Three Seashells.
Okay.
Did I say it right?
Say it faster.
No, I
I'm just
can't.
kidding.
But they never explain it. But the Demolition Man is the future.
Right, I do know
Technology has like basically be integrated into our lives. There's robots, there's self-driving cars. A lot of what is happening today. There is video conferencing. There's like it's not far off from where we are as a society now, where you have these people who want to eat meat and they live in the sewers because you can't eat meat because meat has been outlawed. And so these people are eating rat burgers.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's a pretty crazy movie. If you haven't seen it, you need to see it. And so every restaurant is called Taco Bell because Taco Bell won the restaurant wars and capitalized and took over everything. So it's pretty great.
It's so funny to watch like old movies like that and like see what like they thought the future would be like.
I'm telling you, they were right.
Which is like what we're in.
Demolition Man, they got it. They nailed it, which is terrifying. And so they're like, they freeze people from the past and like bring them back. So they're like unfreeze people, which is a weird premise. Like
Do you like conspiracy theories?
Am I a conspiracy theorist?
Do you like them?
Yes, I love them.
Have you ever heard like the one about Walt Disney?
No.
How that's why they made like Frozen, is because like before when people would Google that, they would like come up like how he like wanted to freeze his head basically.
So he did want to do that.
So they made Frozen. So when people Googled like Walt Disney Frozen, like that's why.
Really?
It's a theory.
I could buy into it.
I can see it.
I did hear that he wanted to be frozen.
Mm-hmm.
He was frozen, I thought.
I don't know enough. I am not
Which,
just the adult.
He must be a big fan of Demolition Man because that's what happened. So Sylvester Stallone, who's like the main protagonist, he is frozen and then unfrozen at a very future time period. He's from the 90s and he's frozen and then comes to in like 2050 or
Austin Powers.
Yeah, exactly.
Love
it's
that.
very Austin Powers, but less funny.
Right.
And then Wesley Snipes, also from the 90s, who was Sylvester Stallone's like arch nemesis in the 90s, was frozen and then unfrozen the time period of Sylvester Stallone. So these two people were unfrozen. They hate each other. Now they're running around. And so like there's so much tech. I promise we're getting somewhere with all this stuff, right? Is all this technology is so ingrained in everything they do. Like Sylvester Stallone curses and it prints a ticket out for him. And it's like, hey, you know, which I forget what his name is in the movie, but it's like, you've been fined $300 for using profanity in public, you know? And there's just like, it's less of like humanoid robots and more of just technology control. But that type of future of printing tickets for police officers, that is collaborative intelligence, and like probably a bad way of collaborative intelligence, because like think of
That's definitely happening though.
Speed cameras was kind of like the first introduction to collaborative intelligence in law enforcement, where it's just like, you ran this stoplight and that
Here's your bill.
Here's
8
your
months
bill.
later.
Right.
For $3.
Yeah, right. Yeah, $3, and then if you don't pay it in 4 days,
Right.
it'll.
But we
move it to
didn't bill you, so you didn't know,
$9,000.
and now it's 30.
Right. Oh my god, I hate speed cameras. But that's collaborative intelligence, and so some collaborative intelligence is good, some collaborative intelligence bad. It's a very slippery slope, and so but you have to regulate this stuff. Which the speed cameras, the government did a good job, I think, in regulating collaborative intelligence, because speed cameras in some states are illegal. Not all of them, but that's where we're going with this humanoid stuff, which is this Optimus robot. Like, what is the point of Optimus? Is Optimus to support us? Is Optimus to replace certain tasks? That's the danger here. And then the other thing that was announced at the AI Day, Tesla AI Day, was they released a bunch of pictures of the Cybertruck on the moon, or I'm sorry, on Mars. So, which to your point, he has been talking about going to Mars, right? He owns SpaceX. So, like we're going to Mars.
100%. He like talked all about like how many people would need to be there. You would need to bring people like that specialized in so and so, like raw materials, what you would need to bring there. He like has fully thought about it.
It's a big part of what he sees himself as, somebody who is going to like progress the human race through space exploration.
Yeah.
He believes that if we stay on Earth, we're going to destroy it and destroy ourselves.
Pretty much.
Which maybe he's right.
Maybe he's
You
right.
know? Maybe he's right. But in theory, if we don't leave Earth, someday the sun's going to explode. Unfortunately, spoiler alert. And so if we stay, then the sun explodes, Earth gone, human race destroyed, we don't exist in the universe anymore. Now, whether or not you care is a whole other story, right? Like I don't care. Like, do we really need more humans in the universe? I don't know.
So he was actually talking about too, which I just like side note find super interesting, is how we have people think that Earth is overpopulated. We have an overpopulation problem, but actually
we're underpopulated.
Yeah, it's the exact opposite. And he was talking about like birth rate has been below what it should be since like
super declining
since the 60s or something like that.
It's a major problem. Yeah, Earth is underpopulated, which, as to your point, to where it should be, and that leads to like the reproductive systems and problems that are happening within humans. But is Optimus Humanoids the answer to that? Is moving to Mars answer that? I don't know, but he did release at the AI thing. He did release pictures of the Cybertruck, and now there is the Cybertruck, right? And then there are these other Cybertrucks that he's released that are like buses and, these trucks that don't exist yet for Tesla. But in order to present these AI images and depicting them on Mars, this is obviously something he's thought about. It's obvious to everyone that between SpaceX and Tesla, this man and this AI day, this man is making major pushes to try and go to Mars, create humanoids. And maybe these humanoids go to Mars. I don't want them here with me. I have no use for a humanoid.
Right.
But maybe they need him on Mars when they all go up there and they need like
extra people.
Yeah,
I didn't even think about that.
And robots who don't need oxygen, and they can walk outside the bubble or something. I don't know. This is scary to me.
Right.
This
a group needs to go up there to get it ready for other people to be able. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
you can't just go and expect it to be good. Like somebody needs to be that first group who might die.
And do you send the humanoids first? And then the humanoids land up there and they realize that they were sacrificed by the humans, and now we have this whole planet of humanoids, and then we're at war. That would suck. That would backfire. That's a movie.
Not pessimistic at all.
That's a pretty good movie right there. So yeah, that's Tesla AI Day. I don't know what you guys thought about it. Hit us in the comments and the likes. Give us a like, send us a comment about what you thought about this whole humanoid thing. I don't really know what to think about this. The only thing that I tend to think about it is that this leads more to just artificial intelligence laws that I think that need to be put in place, and that I tend to lean with Forbes on this to say that there is the AI ethics and the AI laws here that that's what I'm most concerned about the Tesla's AI Day showcase, because this whole AI ambitions of Elon and what he's trying to get done and what he's trying to do, to me, is scary. And I know everyone likes to think that Elon's a good guy, and maybe he is, but this guy is pushing the limits. And if he's not as good as people think he is, and then it can get Dr. Evil real quick.
I'm gonna get sued by Elon Musk.
I'm not gonna get sued by Elon. I like Elon.
No, we like him.
I follow him on Twitter. We're buddies. We're basically best friends. So, well, guys, that's the episode for today. What do you? Is it a 4-day weekend?
3-day.
3-day.
3-day
weekend.
for me, kind of, but 3-day for everybody else.
And what are you doing?
I'm going to Connecticut for a wedding.
For a wedding.
Yeah.
You are just going to nonstop weddings.
I know. Well, I used to be a wedding planner, so this is the first year where I can.
You're going for fun.
I can do things actually, because before I just had to work on weekends, which is.
You went to people's weddings to work, and now you're going to people's weddings to just like
that I know. Mm-hmm. It's actually really nice.
To go to weddings. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm at the age now where
See,
it's
it's
like,
kind of ruined though because I can't.
no, it's not.
I can't go to one and then just be like, "Ooh, I would change this and I would do
Yeah.
this," and I don't know.
That's true. I can understand that. So I actually understand that a lot. So I DJ'd in college. And if I go places and I listen and the DJ sucks, it ruins. And people will be having a good time, like, yeah, who cares? And I'm like, well, that was awful. The transition.
People don't realize when people are like, "Oh, I want my friend to DJ my wedding." I'm like, "No, you don't.
No, you don't.
That's horrible.
Yeah, you don't want that.
It's awful." Like, people like to be told what to do, even though you
yeah.
think they don't. They do. When
Yeah.
they don't know what's happening, somebody needs to be keeping.
Just hopefully it's not by a humanoid robot.
Right.
That
Exactly.
wants to mass murder the race. Other than
Exactly.
that, let's be told what to do.
Mm-hmm.
No,
In a nice way.
yeah, in a nice, please,
My
please do
specialty.
this. You know, well, that's good. You know, enjoy the wedding. It's in Connecticut.
Thanks. I'll be working in the Tesla on Friday.
That's right. We talked about that. Yeah, you have to do you'll have to capture the work wherever experience out of the Tesla internet.
I think I have a meeting. We have a meeting at 10:30.
There you go.
We scheduled, so I will be on it.
Taking the long ride up. Well, that's the show. Artificial intelligence, Tesla Day. We'll see what happens out of this. We'll see what comes of it. It's a pretty scary thing. Humanoids and Optimus Prime.
And let us know what you think too.
Yeah, hit us in the
If you
comments.
agree with us, do you think it's scary? Do you think it's good?
Maybe we're just doomsdayers over here. Maybe we've just seen
Maybe you
Demolition
are.
Man one too many times, and Terminator, and I grew up in the '90s, so it was all about robots. It was just we were fascinated with flying cars, we were told our whole lives, you guys are gonna have flying cars. I haven't seen a flying car. but
I did the other day.
You saw a flying car,
I don't know what it was called, but I saw a video of one. I'll see if I can find it for you.
like a real flying car.
Not that zooms off
Yeah.
into the sunset, but it did there was no wheels and it just was flying. I'll find it for you.
You better. That does not seem real.
It was real, I swear. We have jetpacks and stuff, so why couldn't you you can make a plane fly? So why
You
can't
can make a plane fly. I have
A plane
so
is
there.
essentially a car.
There was a flying car prototype out of the Bug. What is it, the Beetle?
No,
The
really.
Volkswagen Beetle. I think that was they had a prototype of a flying car. Yeah, you can look that one up. And
Interesting.
I think it was Volkswagen, but it looked like it. It had wings. It was an ugly car. But that was in the 90s. We were told, oh yeah, flying cars, man, it's gonna happen. But we watched the Jetsons, and they had a robot. We watched Demolition
I
Man.
feel like there was an off-brand movie I've been thinking of the entire time that was about a robot.
There's Wall-E. There's iRobot. Terminator.
There's a movie called Robots.
Yeah, I've never seen that one.
There's
That's you. That's your generation. I feel
There's
like.
a show on Netflix called Love, Death, and Robots. Have you seen that one?
Nope.
So every episode is in a different kind of animation. I think there's different writers for all of them and different styles. But it made me think of one it was about vacuums, and they were scanning for things that were bad or whatever. And at some point, it just started killing its owners. I'll
What?
send that to you.
Do you notice the trend here, though?
Yeah.
Robots scanned, notice humans bad, murder.
Right.
But Elon says he made a happy robot. There's zero chance that you've introduced artificial intelligence into a humanoid, and that humanoid will not murder somebody. It's going to happen. It's going, whether it is it an accident or not. That's what will happen. Is people will start getting killed by humanoid robots, and some people will be like, "I told you," and other people will be like, "The robot tripped and fell on its owner, and the owner died that way. It wasn't actually murdered." And you'll have these apologists behind, and then it'll be weird. That's where we're headed to first. And you have to know that I think it's Boston. It's some company, Boston Intelligence or something like that, that are creating humanoid robots that do backflips. Have you seen those?
No.
Oh, don't Google it. It's
I'm
terrifying.
going to Google
They do
it.
backflips, and they can do parkour, and they're basically just military weapons.
Right.
humans.
There's a movie, I don't know what it's called. It's on Amazon, but about robot fighters, basically.
It's already basically here. We have self-driving drones. Now, I will say the difference that, and at least now, currently, there is collaborative intelligence to robot fighters. So there are like self-driving tanks and self-driving drones and
Right,
stuff
which
like
we
that.
like.
Nothing wrong with that.
Those are good.
And a human has to be the one to pull the trigger. So the
Right.
robot can't shoot. It can't identify a target and shoot the target. It can identify a target, and then the human has to physically pull the trigger. But as we introduce artificial intelligence through these humanoids, through Optimus, because Optimus is just ground level 1. Same with the Boston, whatever they're called, doing backflips and parkour. These are like prototype 1, 2, 3 type of things, right? As it progresses, is it going to have the capability to pull its own trigger? That's the Terminator scenario.
Maybe.
So,
One day.
I hope not.
Hopefully we're not here for that
I
yet.
hope I'm dead for that. Not killed by a robot. If I go out by a
exactly.
robot, avenge my death, everybody, please. All right, guys. Thanks for hanging out. Hopefully, you guys hopefully, you guys liked this episode. It was
I thought it was cool.
a little bit different, right? A little less work wherevery and more just news and technology, but important stuff because it kind of got brushed under the rug a little bit, this whole Tesla AI thing. So, but thanks for hanging out, guys. This has been the Work Wherever podcast. Thanks, Sydney, for hanging out. And until next time, guys. Hey there! Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications for all the latest videos from Capital Presence.